Okay everybody, let's get started. So first we're going to take that NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk White, and we're just going to go ahead and draw this around the perimeter of our face. Next we're going to take our flash palette and we're going to take that color White, and with a makeup brush or a paintbrush, because you can use a paintbrush for this application, we're just going to shade in everywhere inside the perimeter with the white. And you see how I'm using very small taps. Now I sped up the video for sake of time, but you see how I'm using very small taps. I'm doing that for a reason. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want the white to come out transparent. We need it to come out as full and white as possible. Moving on to brows, we're going to take that same flash palette, but instead we're going to use the color Black, and with the angled brush we're just going to go ahead and fill in our brows. Now as you know, with mimes have those funny looking brows. Most of the time they're squiggly line. What I like about the flash palette is that you could literally, it's so pigmented that you could literally manipulate the shape of the brow any way you want. So on this application, what I'm doing is I'm going to make one brow a squiggly line, and the other one I'm going to make more of a round shape, as you can see in the next frame. Another thing that I want to point out when it comes to the brows is how you see how I'm using with that angled brush, how I'm literally going in very small taps and really finely drawing it out. That's because this color, as you can see, is black, and black is very pigmented, especially with this flash palette, and you don't have much room for error. So it's best that you take your time, get the shape that you want, and then fill it in rather than move too fast, because if you mess up with this application, especially with this black, you're unfortunately going to have to take the whole thing off with a makeup wipe remover, which is something you really don't want to do, especially if you're pressed for time. Next, we're going to take our translucent powder, also known as our finishing powder by Makeup Forever. This is in white. I do not recommend this if you're going for a regular makeup application, but for this Mime application, it's perfect. We're going to take a beauty blender, or you could also just use a blending sponge, and we're just simply going to finish this off by baking it in. The reason why we're doing this is because the flash palette has cream, and we don't need it to shift anytime during the rest of the application, so we need to make sure we set it. Next, we're taking the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place, and we're taking that color Zobo. Zobo, as you can see, is this berry plum purple, and we're going to just go ahead and put that into the eye socket. The reason why I'm using this color instead of black is just simply because it's a personal preference. I want to pop, but you could always use the black if you want. Another thing that I want to point out is you see how the white is not perfect throughout the whole face. I don't want you to worry about that right now, because again, this is a Mime application, and you could always cover up the white, cover up the color that needs white with white rather than take it away. So as you can see, I just simply took back my NYX Jumbo Pencil in the milky white, and I simply am going around anywhere that I feel like needs some correction. And then all I'm going to do afterward is take my same brush that I used to apply the white from the flash palette across the whole face, and I'm just going to simply tap that in to make it look natural, as you'll see in the next frame. And as you can see, I'm literally just taking that same brush and I'm just tapping it in to make it look more natural. So remember, when it comes to this application, it's easier to add the white than to take it away. Now we're getting to the fun part. We're going back to the flash palette and taking that black along with our angled brush, and we're now drawing in the shapes around the eyes. So this, you have your free will. You could do whatever shape you want. Remember, a lot of the Mimes have kind of like that Joker look. So I'm just simply creating shapes as I go. But again, you're free to use whatever shapes you want. Now, when it comes to creating shapes, I recommend you go, again, it's very detailed. Do very small strokes and then fill it in. And you always use the same brush, the same angled brush. The reason why is because you don't want to get lazy or try to cut a corner and use a different brush and mess it all up. Because remember, with the black, it's going to overpower the white, and you're going to have to take a makeup wipe remover to take it all off, and don't nobody got time for that. So just trust me. Take that angled liner, it's a pain in the butt, or take the angled liner brush, it's a pain in the butt, but rather be safe than sorry. And the same thing for the top of the eye. As you can see, I'm using that same brush, using the same color black, and I'm going tap by tap. Now, you don't see it here in this video, but off camera I actually had messed up, so I actually had to take a good part of it off and do it over again. So trust me, I'm telling you from experience, just do it small, do it right, get it done, and don't waste your time. Also note, I know that the video seems a bit long, but I'm actually speeding it up for time. But however, you can still see step by step everything that I'm doing, so it's easy to follow along. So please give this video a thumbs up if you could follow along quite easy. To draw in these dots, I'm actually taking my liquid liner. This is by NYX, but you can use any black liquid liner. It's really good for precision and for details, so you could do any shape you want with it. Now it's time to deepen the eyes. So what I did was I took a blue shadow, a deep blue shadow from my Vivid Pigment palette from Colored Raine, but you could take any deep color you want. It could be blue, black, whatever it is. Just make sure that you add some more depth to the eyes, because again, with the Mimes, normally it's black and white, but if you want to add a pop of color, just make sure you add some depth to it. Now, another confession, off camera I had tried to use my black liner, a black pencil liner, but it didn't work. So I went ahead and took the same angled brush as well as the black from the Flash palette, and I'm just drawing out the shape of the lip. Now, I want a small lip, however my natural lips are quite full, so with the black liner, or drawing a black liner on top, really helps give it the shape that you want. And you can manipulate your lips to any shape that you want. Just make sure you cover the outer sides with the white to blend it all in. Now, I took my Ruby Woo lipstick by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just applying this and filling it into the lips. Now, don't be scared like you kind of see me doing right now. Go ahead and put it on top of that black. You will get a little black on the lipstick, but it's fine. You can always wipe it off. It is just makeup, child, and I need to take my own advice. But also off camera, I took a liquid lipstick by NYX in the color Deep Red, and I went ahead and put it on top. Now, to complete the look, off camera I went ahead and applied put on my French beret, and now I'm taking my neck scarf or my necktie in the color red to finalize my look. And voila, there you have it. You are now a Mime. Hey everybody, so this is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope that I made it as easy as possible for you to follow along. But the main things that you would need to achieve this look is basically some white face paint, because as you know, for the most part, Mimes have the white face painted on. Black face paint, or another good alternative is as well is a liquid liner, and I got this from NYX, but you could use literally any black liquid liner because it really helps, especially with detail work. Like if you want to create teardrops, if you want to create any dots over your brows, you can even fill in your brows with the black liner. If not, you can always use black face paint. I personally love my Flash palette, and this is a knockoff from the Forever 21, not Forever 21, child. I'm tired, excuse me. Makeup Forever, please excuse me. I'm like really bugging. If you don't want to use the black face paint, because not all black face paints are created equal, you could always use a Flash palette. I got mine as a dupe from Amazon, and this is a dupe for the Makeup Forever Flash palette, because the Makeup Forever Flash palette, although it is bomb, it is expensive as hell, and don't nobody got time to be spending a whole bunch of money for something that, unless you're using it heavily, and I don't. So I got this Flash palette from Amazon, so I will see if I could find which link I use, and then I'll drop in the description box below in case you want to order it for any future looks. But again, white face paint, black face paint, or black liner. You could also use a Flash palette. If you want, you could add a red lip. You don't have to. You could strictly use black and white if you want. As long as you have the black and white, you'll be fine. And you could do pretty much any detail you want. Just make sure, as you know, the Mime eyes are quite dark. So I used the purple because I didn't want it to be purely black. So I used purple and blue, dark blue. But you could use whatever you want. Just make sure you keep the black and white and you'll be good to go. And then of course get your French beret as well as a tie for your neck, which should be red, and you'll be all set. So I hope again that I made it as easy as possible to follow along. But if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment box below. Go ahead and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, as well as share if you can. Anything else? Yes, go ahead and follow my blog and subscribe, which is loversshades.com, where I cover all things beauty, all things travel. I have a few other looks for Halloween in the chamber, so I'll see if I can get those rolled out by Halloween. That's a challenge for me, but I'm going to do it. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, which is the username Lover of Shades. Again, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please drop in the comment box below. I'll list everything that I use in this tutorial in the description box below, so I got you for that. And until next time, happy Halloween, and I hope you enjoy, and take care, and God bless. Bye.